So I wanted to take a minute today and kind of give you a rundown. Since it's Friday, I wanted to do just kind of a brief overview of the MTHFR mutation, nothing in depth, which I will be doing here shortly. And also to mention that over the next couple of days, you're going to see more of a positive and inspirational message because it's something I feel very strongly about. Having said that, I do want to go into the MTHFR mutation. What I have is called a compound heterozygote MTHFR mutation. This genetic mutation is not uncommon, but it is something that a lot of people do have a single variant of the mutation. Now, there are a lot smaller percentage that have a homozygous compound mutation of one of the genes, as well as individuals such as myself who have a single variant of both the A1298 and the C677. And what this actually translates into is the importance of realizing that your body on an enzyme level is only operating at a reduced percentage. For someone like me who has the compound and a variant of each mutation, I operate at approximately 20% of my body's full capabilities on a daily basis. Combine this with the increased health risks, and you will see why doctors were so amazed that I was still functional with the bipolar 1 disorder. Because for years, I was functioning either manic or depressed. I did not have this period where I was calm or relaxed. I was constantly struggling to maintain some type of balance, but I could not achieve it. And this also contributed to the increased addiction. It increased struggles because my body, while it operates, it does not operate at 100%. And this leaves me more tired, more unable to focus. And I had to really take a step back, because the reason I actually ended up discovering about the mutation was running across an article that mentioned that perhaps if you have PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome, you may want to consider being tested for it, especially if you have a history of miscarriages. Well, for me, I have had a total of 10 miscarriages in my life, and at present, still have no children because of the PCOS. And the reason I had the miscarriages, which I did not know at the time, came from the MTHFR, because I cannot consume folic acid. I have to do folate or methylfolate. And so we had to take a new approach when looking at my body and what I eat, how I do things, the vitamins I take. Everything had to change. So if you're having struggles with PCOS, heart conditions, a variety of things, it might be something you want to reach out to your doctor and just ask, can you run this test? I'd like to know if I have an MTHFR genetic mutation. And I was fortunate, my doctor had done this without any issue, and once he'd done it, within 3 weeks, I got the results back and discovered that I did have the compound. And as soon as I got that discovery, I had not only my primary care physician or my OBGYN, but also the individuals that work with me on my bipolar disorder suddenly going, oh, it all makes sense. And like I said, this was a key for me to finding a way to live a balanced life. Now I do not consume anything with folic acid. It has to be folate. I will not use products that say modified, enriched, or bleached. And that's one of the reasons the naturalist part comes out. That's where you really see it. I do avoid a lot of products that have certain things in them. That's a personal choice, but I've studied enough about the mutation I have to know it's the right choice for me. Having said this, I'm not trying to give medical advice. I don't want someone to think, oh, well, no, go to a doctor if you have a concern and tell them, hey, do you mind testing? Take a few minutes and begin researching it. Learn what it means. You may do what I do. I looked at the information, and within 30 minutes, I was like, oh, well, ironically, this describes all the issues I'm having. Maybe I do need to look into this. And even before the diagnosis, I kind of knew because of the extremities of all my disorders. Understand, it's not just bipolar for me. Yes, I have bipolar 1, but I also have polycystic ovarian syndrome. I've had multitude of miscarriages. I've dealt with, prior to treatment, I dealt with issues of paranoid schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, social anxiety, and a number of other things. And by beginning to treat all of the issues that I've discovered, such as the MTHFR, I'm starting to notice less issues with all of these other conditions, even though I had already decreased the amount of issues I was having after beginning a more nutritional and natural approach to treating myself. And that's why I would really encourage you to learn more, learn to listen to your body, learn to talk to your doctor. Don't be afraid to ask questions. But if you think that you might be a candidate, it's something to look into. And I would consider just looking into the information and learning more about it. See if you see some similarities. For me, I was able to pinpoint more than half the conditions that are common with individuals with an MTHFR. Some people are fortunate and they will never actually know that they have the mutation because it will not impact them. Unfortunately for me, because of the extent of my mutation, I was one of those that was constantly aware of what was going on. And having said that, I hope that gives you a little bit of insight. Starting tomorrow, I will try to move into the more positive post. I would like to take probably Saturday, Sunday, and Monday and give kind of inspirational, discuss some of the things I've learned to help myself in addressing things or how to look at life differently so that I'm happier and healthier. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and thank you for joining me here at Geeky Nerdy Naturalist.